and welcome to Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that once saw a cow with two heads.
Where did he see it?
In the movies! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to the Discriminating Gamer once again, and today we are continuing my top 100 games of all time. I am joined with Zac here, and together we will present our numbers, what are we on today? We're on
30 to 21.
30 to 21.
30 to 21.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to get started with our 30 to 21. I will get started. My number 30 is a game from Gale Force 9. This is a game you have not played. It's a game that I played, I think, a couple of times now. I've got the expansion. I still haven't played that. I want to get that reviewed. But this is Dune, the board game. This is, of course, a game that originally, the original version was from the 1970s. And then the Gale Force 9 just came out with about a year or two ago, the new version. And this game is a dudes on a map game. It's a very cruel game, an unforgiving game, and it does in some ways show its age, but it's still a very good, I think, dudes on a map game. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. And you haven't played this one, right?
No, I haven't played that one. Remember you tell me about it, though.
It's good. I want you to play it at some point. I think you'd get a kick out of it. I like it, too, because it's one of those games that, I mean, if you played with the right or the wrong people, as the case would be, it could be really long. But I think, generally speaking, it's not too long a game. I think the games I played, I don't think I've done one that's been more than 3 hours. They've been under that. So. Yeah. But it's a good game. So that is my number 30. That's Dune from Gale Force 9. All right, your number 30.
Okay, my number 30 is the of the two Civil War games I played, the one I like. Battle Cry.
Battle Cry. What? I know one other Civil War game you liked. No, I know one other
What was the other one I liked?
It was on my list. It was called Chancellorsville, 1863.
Oh, that's right. Okay, no. Well, Chancellorsville. Okay, of the three Civil War games I played, the one I don't like, the one that's in the middle.
Okay. All right.
Okay. No, I was thinking, what was that other one that you made me play years and years and years ago?
The American Civil War.
Oh gosh, that's
He didn't care for that.
Oh, it's a horrible game. But this is the whole Civil War battle.
I've no doubt in my mind if you played it again today, you'd like it.
Yeah,
I have no doubt in my mind you would.
Maybe I don't know.
I just think your tastes have evolved.
You know what? Very well could have been.
Yeah.
But Battle Cry.
All right, Battle Cry. So tell us what you like about Battle Cry.
It's been a while since I played it.
We played it when I came up and visited after I moved down to Texas, and I came back for Christmas. I remember we played it.
Yeah,
that was the last time I played.
And I remember it's a mechanic I like, and it's. I mean, I think with the other Civil War game, I didn't like how the battles were so slow. Maybe that's why I might like it more, because I've kind of grown accustomed to it's okay having slow battles. But I'm mostly left with impressions on this game of enjoying it quite a bit. And I have a copy.
It's a commands and colors game.
I love commands and colors.
And it's one of these great games where you are. You've got the cards that activate certain areas of the battlefield for me. I've got the game from Worthington I still want to play with you, which is like this, the Hold the Line game, but you don't have the cards. And anyway, it looks like it's a similar game, but different enough that there could be some strategic possibilities there. So. But Battle Cry from Hasbro, I think.
That's right.
That's your number 30.
Yes. Oh, then I could do 29.
Yeah, do 29.
Okay, I'm going to actually change my 29 on the fly. I just thought of something else.
Okay. Chancellorsville, 1863.
You might see that one on this list.
All right.
No, but 29, I'm going to put down a game I played recently.
What's that?
That's also kind of a word game. The Shores of Tripoli.
Shores of Tripoli.
Shores of Tripoli. Oh, that was a fun game.
Shores of Tripoli is a fun game. In fact, that was higher up on my list. I can't remember where I put it on my list because I don't have my full list with me now. But yeah, I agree. It's a fun game. What did you like about it?
Well, it was because we played that recently. Again, that's a game I only played once, and I wasn't going to have any games I only played once unless I really liked them. And what I liked, it was. It was one of those games that kind of forces the narrative a little bit.
It feels like if it were a little bit more, it would be scripted.
Yeah, exactly. It really comes close to doing that. But
it doesn't. You still feel like
you still feel in control. But then the story it's telling or making you learn as you're playing it is really fascinating. It's an important part of history we don't know nearly enough about.
It is. And I got to tell you, and I love games that teach you as you play, but again, to your point, it doesn't. I mean, even though it almost feels like it is scripted, it's not quite scripted. You still feel like you do have those choices. You can still, if you're the Americans, you've still got those choices of, okay, how do I want to end this thing? Do I want to go for the treaty?
Yeah.
Do I want to go for the assault, knowing I could lose it with the assault? Am I scared he's going to get more gold? I mean, it's just a good game.
I think I won with the treaty, didn't
You
I?
did win
Yeah,
with
I won
the
with the
treaty,
treaty last night. That was fun.
Yeah. No, it's a great game. It's a great game. And that's just last year. That just came out last
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
So,
new game.
so that's Shores of Tripoli from Fort Circle Games. That's your 29.
That's my 29.
Okay, so it's not my 29. My 29 is a game we talked about in our last video, and that is Firefly, the board game.
Oh, yours was a little
Just a
better on the list.
A little
than mine.
higher than yours, yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's a great game because for the reasons we mentioned, and check out our last video, but it's a sandbox game. You can go and you can do things. There was, I think, 2 or 3 years where we were like playing this for Christmas every year, and it was
Oh
fun.
yeah, that's right.
And it was around Christmas break we'd get together and play it. But it's a great game, and one of the things about it, and I don't know if we mentioned this when we talked about it before, but it's another great IP game. It's another game that captures the theme. It's a game that does. I mean, you feel like you're in the Firefly universe, you know. And I think it does a very good job at that. And
Now, at the same time, if you'd never even seen a minute of the series, you could still enjoy this.
I agree. Well, I think that's true of Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
You know, you know, or Star Wars Rebellion. Any great, truly great IP game. I think if it's a great game, you don't have to see the IP, but the IP is just kind of the sugar on top for those that like the IP.
No, I agree.
So I think Firefly the board game is a fantastic game. That's number 29 from Gale Force 9, just like my number 30. All right, my number 28 is a game. This is another game we played that day with Peacock and Sean before I left for Texas, and this is part of the Tempest series from AEG. This is Dominaire.
Oh yeah.
Dominaire is kind of one of those few Euros I put really high on the list here because it's so much fun. First of all, I love the theme. It's kind of this medieval Renaissance, but it's kind of a fantasy version of the Renaissance. But it's cool because you've got these city areas, these city districts, and you're trying to spread your influence. But what I really love about this game is it is mean. You are trying so hard to get to all the places you've got to get the score, and then people can just come in and relatively easily screw you up. But you can screw them up as well. So it's fun, and you gain certain bonuses for the different districts you get, and it's fun. Do you remember this game?
I vaguely remember. I think. Is that the one you gave me when you left?
No. I think I gave you Mercante and Canales.
And Canales, no.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember Dominaire. I love this universe of games.
The Tempest,
Yeah,
yeah. Love Letter and Courtier and whatnot. But yeah, Dominaire is just fun. It's a great game, and it's one I keep thinking I got to play it. I'm talking about it again. I'm like, when can I play it again? It's such a good game. But anyway, that is my number 28. And that's from AEG. You're 28.
Okay, my 28 is a game you gave me for my birthday. Which
Whoa.
doesn't quite narrow it down, actually. No, but it's one I've recently played. Number 28, Space Empires 4X.
Space Empires 4X.
And I think this was maybe the first 4X game I played.
Well, no, you played. Well, I don't know. Is Twilight Imperium a 4X? If you played Distant Suns, I guess it's a 4X.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, but it was and I probably had my first real foray into 4X game, and those are a lot of fun.
They are.
There's I like games where there's just so many possibilities.
Well, again,
so many ways to win.
In a way,
so many
it's kind of a
things you can do.
sandbox game too.
Oh,
4X
absolutely.
is kind of a sandbox game too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a different kind of sandbox.
Right.
But
No, and I won that game.
yeah, he did.
I won my birthday game.
He cleaned my chronometers with that game.
Now, Space Empires 4X.
It's a brilliant. You know what I like about that is it's a civilization building game, 4X game. But I think at its heart, it's a war game, and that's what I like about it. Is it plays?
Oh, yeah.
It plays very much like a war game, and it's got. And I saw. I think Dan Bacaldi had Jim Crone on his show not too long ago. He's a designer, and he was talking about this game, and it's just he was telling about all the thought that went into this. He said how originally it was so much bigger, and it was going to be one of these games that would take like days and weeks to play. It's like I got to get this thing trimmed down to a manageable few hours, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
Great job, great game. Great game.
Well, that's good. He just trimmed it down to the best, and there really isn't a bad spot in the game.
And that's Space Empires 4X from GMT Games.
Yes. And then 27 is my first of many deck builders that you will see on my list. Hero Realms.
Hero Realms, yeah,
Yes.
from White Wizard.
Yeah. You played Hero Realms once.
I introduced you to
You
Hero
did.
Realms.
Of course you did. Of course you did. No, I like Hero Realms. It's basically the same as another game that I'm going to be probably mentioning later. But what I like about what I've enjoyed about Hero Realms, I love the basic deck, the very simple, that 10-minute deck building game where you can play it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you play the game. But Hero Realms has these great character cards.
No, I haven't played with the character.
Oh, the
cards.
character
with the expansion
cards,
packs and stuff.
the character cards. I only have a couple. I wanted to get more, but the expansion packs with the character cards add this whole other thing to it because now you have special cards that no one else has, and you have characters with different abilities, and it adds a whole new twist on the game.
That's cool.
So that's what I really enjoyed about that. Hero Realms should only be played with the expansion packs.
Well, maybe I'll have to pick up some.
Yeah, they're really fun.
All right, so that is Hero Realms.
Yeah.
That's your what? 21?
That was my 27.
And that's from White Wizard Games.
Thank you.
All right, so now it's my 27. And my 27 is another game I played recently for the first time just a few weeks ago and fell in love with it, a game I know you would love.
Yeah.
This is called Sidereal Confluence. And what's cool about Sidereal Confluence is it's a space game where you're all different empires, different races, different species. Yeah. And what you do is it's kind of this like uber capitalist game because you've got all of these resources and there's all these different kinds of resources. You start out with only some of them, but you have cards that are called converters, and they can convert some resources into other resources. And so there's this whole part of the game where you and your friends are just saying, okay, give me this, I'll give you 2 of these. Give me that, okay, now I need 1 of those, give me 2 of these. And so there's a whole, kind of just unfettered capitalist phase. Kind of like Pit.
Yeah.
But better. And then what you do is you find ways to translate those things into there. But as soon as somebody develops new technology, everybody gets the technology. The person that developed it gets a bonus, but everybody gets these new converters that they can then convert. So the game moves pretty quickly, and it's fun because you're in the pursuit of points, and it's great. You would love it.
Really?
You would love it.
What's the name of that game again?
Sidereal Confluence.
Boy, that's quite a name.
Yeah, it's from WizKids.
Yeah.
And they'd actually asked me a little while ago if I, what I wanted to review. And I said, I kind of wouldn't mind taking a stab at that. I got the box, and it looks so incredibly intimidating.
Oh,
I was
really?
scared to death to play this game. And it's actually a pretty easy game. I mean, it's asymmetrical, too. The different races have all these different powers. So you love asymmetrical stuff.
I do, actually.
So that's my number 27. My number 26, number 27, Sidereal Confluence from WizKids. My number 26 is a game this guy just mentioned. Space Empires 4X. So we're pretty close now. That was your 27?
That was my 28.
That's your 28. It's my 26.
Oh, that's cool.
So I for all the reasons we just talked about, Space Empires 4X is an amazing game. GMT games. It's when I think of GMT games, honestly, that's like one of the first games that pops into my head. That and maybe Twilight Struggle. And I think that, to me, those are the standard bearers of GMT
absolutely.
games. All right, so that is, we don't need to go any further than that. Space Empires 4X from GMT Games, that's my 26. Now you got your 26?
My 26 is a game I played, we played recently, an expansion of, actually.
What's that?
26 is Civilization.
A New Dawn, yep.
I am so bad at this game. I mean, I enjoy it and I think I understand it, but I don't know what I'm doing. I just get totally destroyed every time we played it. I'm horrible at this game, but I really enjoy it.
It's fun, isn't it? And what do you think of the expansion?
I like the expansion a lot.
I do too. I think. In fact, I haven't done my review for the expansion yet. Maybe I'll have it up by the time I post this. I don't know, but I think at this point I go so far as to call the expansion essential.
Well, no, I agree. Well, the expansion. I mean, having your own unique technology card.
Your own unique technology card. And the governments. I really like the governments.
Governments are cool.
Yeah.
And the card. I love the card and increasing the technology. And
you got a longer focus bar, and then you've got the armies too, which are cool.
Oh yeah. So. One of those games. 100 ways to win.
Yeah.
I mean, there are 100 ways to win this game. And if you don't pick the right 3 or 4, like I just cannot seem to do. I suck at this game, Cody.
Well,
but I really enjoy it.
I wouldn't say I'm the best at this game either, but it's so much fun.
It is
so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, and that's Civilization New Dawn from Fantasy Flight Games. And what do you got next?
25 is another game you gave me for my birthday. Whoa. Chancellorsville.
1863.
And which you mentioned.
From Worthington.
Yeah, you've already mentioned that one in the last list.
Well, we talked about it briefly.
Yeah, briefly. And again, a great game. And we did a review on this, and it has the hidden movement and has the stuff. The only complaint we ever had about it was the hidden movement
doesn't last long.
Doesn't last long. It's like they're just kind of playing around with it, and I'd like to see more of that. But aside from that, it's a very good Civil War game. That's my favorite Civil War.
It's a lot of fun. It's just good strategic choices. And like I said, that second game we played was so tight, and I love games that come down to the wire.
Oh yeah, that was one of those where you're just sweating bullets.
So that's Chancellorsville 1863 from Worthington. That's your 25.
Yeah.
This is ironic because my number 25. Freeman's Farm, 1777.
Oh, is that right?
Also from Maurice Suckling there, who's the same designer. And again,
so still got to play. Really want to play
for
that
many
game.
of the same reasons, because I think they're very similar. Now, Freeman's Farm doesn't have the mini map and the hidden movement stuff, but it has some really cool of the same features and same ideas. I really enjoy Freeman's Farm, 1777, quite a bit, and. It's an American Revolutionary game. It's got lines on the map that are kind of almost predetermined, so it looks like, well, how much fun could this be? How much choice could there be? But there's tremendous choice and tremendous strategy in this game. And again, what I think I like about it, plays in about an hour. Not a long game. Not a long game. So that is Freeman's Farm, 1777 from Worthington Games, and that is my number 25. All right, my number 24 is Black Orchestra from Starling Games. Now, this is another game I want you to play. This is a game all about the resistance to Hitler within the German army. And if you've seen Valkyrie with Tom Cruise, it's all about that. You're playing the resistors and you're trying to kill Hitler, and you are you're going through all the events from, like, I don't know, 39 to 45, but you're trying to find the items you need and trying to find the locations you need. You're trying to avoid the different government ministers that are going around trying to find you. You can get thrown in a concentration camp. You can get, the Gestapo can hold you under suspicion, and so you got to keep a low profile. If you hold certain cards when there's like a raid, you're screwed. So it does a good job of showing that kind of bit of history and dramatizing it really, really well. You haven't played this one, but I want you to.
I want to play that.
And it's a good solo game too. I play this one solo a lot. And Freeman's Farm is actually a good solo game too. That is my number 24. That is Black Orchestra. You're 24.
Okay, I'm a little nervous about saying my 24.
I'll just say it.
No, I'm going to say it, but I gotta say something. The reason I'm nervous about my 24 is because, okay, when Saturday Night Live, I think it was Rolling Stone magazine, ranked every Saturday Night Live cast member. And I remember reading that, and Will Forte, who's one of my favorite, was in a lousy number. And then as I'm reading that list, when I just get mad when I see he was put after me. Like Joe Piscopo is after this guy, and then I think, oh, really? You put Anthony Michael Hall ahead of or after Will Forte? You're going to feel that way for the rest of my list after I say number 24.
Let me guess. Twilight Imperium?
Twilight
You
Imperium.
piece of shit.
Twilight Imperium at 24. And because... So this is why I was nervous.
Go ahead.
No, it's a great game. It's a great game. I played it a couple times. I played it a long time ago. And you are going to be, the next few games are going to be so pissed. When
Probably.
You see, you are.
Probably.
But that's okay, because the other games I put a little bit ahead of it just because, for
It's your
various
list.
reasons.
It's
It's
your
my list. It's a great game. It's a long game. This is the thing, I say this all the time when I talk about this game, how we open up the book and the manual is a phone book dang near, and it took us 3 hours to get through the first game turn, and it was great and it was satisfying, and I love it, and that's why I put it in such a good spot. It's 24, Cody.
It's your list. That's fine. I got to tell you, I like this game a lot because it is, to me, there's a sandboxy quality here.
Yeah.
But to me, this is a game that's got a little bit of everything, right? It's civilization building, but you've got tech, you've got diplomacy, you've got politics, you've got war, you've got economy, and you just mix all these things together. And it's a good civilization building game. It's one of the better ones. And then, of course, where it's a science fiction game, that's why I love it.
Well, and I'm sure you'll be able to talk a lot more about it later.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, that was my 24.
All right, 24. All right,
Yeah.
then do you do 23 or do I do 23?
I think I do 23 too.
All right, go ahead.
Tide of Iron is my 23.
We talked about that one.
We talked about that one earlier.
Last time, yeah.
But it was such a leap forward in games for us.
Yeah.
And we played it so much, and it had some great mechanics for it. And then we haven't played it forever because we discovered so many new things.
Yeah.
But no, that one, a lot of the games on my list aren't there just there for the quality of the game, but for the story that goes behind the game.
The nostalgia.
The nostalgia.
No, that's fair enough.
And that's the case with a lot of the games coming up. But Tide of Iron is definitely my 23.
Good, solid war game. And
Yes.
and we talked more about that in the last game, so I don't know that we need to add much unless you use anything more.
I think we had
All right, so that was Tide of Iron. That was 23.
Yes.
Number 23 is a game, Zach, you need to play.
Yeah.
because I know you would eat this up. It is a simple game, it's a quick game, and it is so much fun. It's a game you're laughing and it's tense. This is Space Base from AEG.
Okay.
Space Base is a great game where you've got almost like a piano key of these cards that are really long that are different spaceships. And people roll the die, and they're numbered 1 to 12.
Yeah.
And you can look at the die. If you roll, say, 2 6s, or pardon me, say you roll 2 3s, you could add them together to be a 6 to activate your 6, or 2 3s to activate, the 3, or however combination you're doing.
Right.
And then you can claim stuff for that. But if somebody has a spaceship they've already like upgraded on somebody else's roll, they get the reward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to explain. It's a lot like Machikaro. I don't think you played that, but it's a great game because again, every time somebody rolls a die, you're looking at what they rolled because you may get bingo, as it were. You know?
Okay.
So it's a tremendous game. Space Base. I really want you to play that one. That's my number 23. My number 22 is Napoleon, the Waterloo Campaign 4th Edition. This is a great game. Again, I don't think you played this one.
No,
This is a great game from Columbia Games, a block war game. It's a game where you've got the big kind of map, and the map is not hexes or spaces. It's literally just roads to towns, and you're just moving your guys into towns. And then what's cool about it is you fight battles on a tactical board. You're trying to break through the line. It's typical block war game stuff, but it's really well done. You got the Allies, the Prussians, and the British face the French, and it's just a really good game. A really good operational and tactical game from Waterloo. So that's my number 22. Go ahead.
Okay. 22. Queen's Necklace
From Simon.
from Simon Games. This was a game that helped me introduce my daughters to the wonderful world of more complex games. But the Queen's Necklace, there's all these different cards you get, and you're trying to get jewels, and you're trying to put together the best display to sell at the bazaar. And I love the 3 bazaar phases, where you now have to, hopefully you've gotten the right cards, and you made the right combinations, and you have more than other people, and you sell your wares, and you see who has the most points. There's 3 systems, or 3 rounds of that. And I just love that mechanic.
It's a great game. I think I gave you that game.
Yeah, you did.
Because I knew you'd like it.
And we have played the heck out of that game, Cody. We
Well, it's a great game.
Yeah.
All right, so that's number 22. Okay, Zach, what is your 21?
Okay, my 21 is, if I don't get the name exactly right, but it's Command and Colors Napoleon.
Napoleonics.
Napoleonics, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I knew it was Command and Colors Napoleonic. I love the Command and Colors mechanic, which we talked about earlier with Battlecry. And I want to play this one again real quick.
Yeah,
Real
it's
soon.
a great game.
I love this
We
game.
did the live playthrough of this.
That's
game.
right, we did a
it's
live
one
playthrough.
of our most viewed videos on the channel.
I love the attack left, attack right, center cards. I love that.
Without spoiling the rest of your list, can I ask, is this the highest rated Command and Colors game you've got on here?
Yes, it is.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Command and Colors game too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a little higher on my list. I think it's in my 80s, 70s, or 80s
Yeah.
here, but I really like Commands and Colors Napoleonics quite a bit.
But Napoleonic especially. That one, I like Battlecry, but I like this one better.
Well, yeah, and you got the blocks, and it's not a block war game in that you rotate stuff, but I do too. I just like the production, and I like everything about this one.
Yeah.
So we should definitely take a look into playing this that one again sometime soon because it's just a freaking awesome game.
Indeed.
All right, so that's your 21.
Yeah.
My number 21 is a game we talked about I think last time, the last video. This was War of Whispers. War of Whispers. This is a great game where you're pretending to be secret societies influencing armies on a board. It's like dudes of a map, but you the players aren't the dudes. You're just influencing the dudes. And it's so much fun. Great theme. And I'm not going to go into it too much. We've already touched it, but great theme. And, I played it again last night, as a matter of fact.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. And it is phenomenal. Holly, I played with Holly. Holly won. Oh yeah, and she let us all know it too. But it was great. It is a fantastic game. War of Whispers from Starling Games, and that is my number 21.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us today for the Discriminating Gamer and for this part of our top 100 list. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, all that good stuff. Please leave a comment. Let us know, do you like the games we're talking about? What's your experience been with them? Where would your games be at this point in a top 100 list? Let us know. It's always fun to see what other people have, and sometimes I get ideas for games I haven't played yet, so that's always much appreciated. And also, too, ladies and gentlemen, if you like history, military history, World War II, check out my other channel, Cody Carlson, PhD. I'll put a link to that in the description. And also, please make sure that you Well, just check out all of our various goodies. Oh, and I was going to say, you can go ahead and check out my number 150 through 100 on the Discriminating Gamer website, discriminatinggamer.com. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us today. And I just want to clear one thing up right now, and that is if you ever hear a rumor about Zac hitting a dog with a car, the part about the car is untrue.
Please somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band. God knows that I love to fight, but I don't ever win. It's a fine line to damnation, but God let me in.
I bet Cody's #1 game is going to be Mousetrap.